Hello, friends. Hope you are doing fine. Since the elections of the Supreme Court bar are drawing near, so I just thought of sharing my thoughts. I'm at Stanford these days, but my concern for judicial system has always been my top priority. The lawyers community played very important role in getting us freedom, but unfortunately today most of the leaders of lawyers community are corrupt and unscrupulous, not with sense of any ego, but with a great sense of satisfaction. And to inform the new generation, I literally gave my blood to serve the judicial system and humanity. I was only 4 years old in the profession when I sat on fast unto death under the guidance of New Delhi Bar Association to demand bifurcation of trial courts. And after 84 hours of my fast, 24 judges of Delhi High Court were compelled to initiate the process. And today, 20 million citizens of Delhi are being benefited because of bifurcation of court. My strong and principled stand in Lakhubai Pathak case, the young students can Google that. Because of my cross examination and strong stand for rule of law, former Prime Minister was summoned in a cheating case, and ultimately that resulted in the fall of two Prime Ministers. I am saying this because two of the contestants in the ensuing elections are so unscrupulous and crooks that they, along with few other unscrupulous EC members like Ritu and Reem, conspired to suspend the duly elected secretary and murder democracy right under the nose of the Supreme Court of India. The secretary, who had privilege to argue for good 40 minutes before the Constitution bench, even after all these stalwarts had concluded their arguments in that media guideline case. The secretary, who was called Gautam Buddha by 21st century by none else but great Jethmalani, because he renounced his lucrative law practice and for good 14 years was on banwas or sabbatical, whatever you may say, as they say, pyar ko pyar hi rehne do, koi naam na do, to research on how to make sure that we secure justice, social, economic, political for all. हर एक घर में दिया भी जले, अनाज भी हो, अगर ना हो कहीं ऐसा तो ऐतराज़ भी हो, रहेगी कब तलक वादों में कैद खुशहाली, हर एक बार ही कल क्यों, कभी तो आज भी हो. The secretary, who cross-examined Ram Jethmalani for umpteen number of hours and also had the privilege to represent both Jethmalani and Ashok Sen in their personal matters. These crooks are again contesting. I therefore thought of reminding the bar about these unscrupulous elements. I would also circulate their pictures and video clippings for an opinion poll to know as to whether they look spiritual or crook or loafers or intellectuals. About Manish Dubey and Rohit, the members must be informed when during the pandemic I suggested that 1.6 crore received from Supreme Court as charity must be shared. No, they were not only amongst the Supreme Court bar members but also deserving members of other bar association. Both Manish and Rohit shamelessly opposed that, and basically on this objection that secretary would get publicity. So they opposed it. Ultimately, they distributed money with total discrimination and also by humiliating the bar members. We must know that it was not their personal property. Even an office clerk under the guidance of any member of executive can do this job. No one has seen them arguing even in a municipal court. They can't read their own messages because most of the times those messages are drafted by someone else. Rohit, while referring to Justice Banerjee as Indira Banerjee in a farewell function, totally exposed his stupidities. Khanna and Preeti saved him and did not inform the bar that a litigant had filed a complaint against him that he had unscrupulously misappropriated the original papers. He unscrupulously and stupidly signed a resolution which said that secretary should be suspended and he should be appointed as acting secretary. The inquiry against Manish resulted in clear indictment that he had taken money from a senior and had put that money in his account instead of giving it to the beneficiary for whom it was collected. He was also involved in cheating the whole bar by collecting subscription for 1 year and getting the health insurance only for 6 months. In fact, all the members of the previous executive should be questioned as to why they did not act upon this report. When I told the other day Dushan that he had kept two puppies instead of having a tiger on his side, he smiled, and I have written document to prove that he agreed to this proposition. They claim themselves to be Pandit, but they are black spots on every community. I therefore request, dear friends, to please elect competent and honest members to enhance the prestige of the bar, which has already taken nosedive during the last few years. Unfortunately, one of the most deserving candidates, Amit Anand, instead of being considered a disciple of our great friend Amrinder Sharan, was considered candidate of a bad company, Manish Dubey, and poorly lost. Manish and Rohit, instead of supporting the most deserving candidate, are contesting because it is bread and butter for them. They can't survive without being in executive. These crooks must be shown the right place they deserve. They prove अल्लामा इकबाल राइट इन फैक्ट कि पानी पानी कर गई मुझको कलंदर की वो बात जब भी गिरा तू गैर के आगे न तन तेरा न मन. They are actually in that category. I also, with a heavy heart, wish to expose Rahul, who wants his dukandari to continue. He proved Lincoln right that give a man power to check his character, to test his character. He terminated one of the most trusted employee of the bar to save his father from a corruption charge. He is a good event manager for sure. He, under the leadership of a failed president, never took any stand on any issue of national importance, be it electoral bond, Article 370, hijab, or stay of a release of a human rights activist in a special hearing. The judges who were to be boycotted were invited to the bar. He wants somebody under his control, and Rohit is the best person because he can neither write nor he can speak a few sentences in any language. In fact, we all crack a joke that Mohit and this Manish and Rohit, they can't even read, an essay on cow without a written paper, or if, even with a written paper, they would fumble a few times. So, do we want these type of leaders to represent us? That is a question to be decided by the bar. Young members who don't have my contact may email me on Ashok Arora 2310 at gmail.com. At the end, I would only pray सबको सन्मति दे भगवान. जय हिंद. आपका दोस्त अशोक अरोड़ा. थैंक यू.